right, everybody, back with you for the band exercises for workout 1. We've got 4 exercises. The first one is our chest fly. So last week we did a chest press. Only difference on this one is that our arm length is going to change a little bit. Kind of like we did chest flies on the stability ball last week, we're going to take them on the bands this week. So, abs in nice and tight. I've got my band stretched out. I have my heavier band. If you have an option, you are most likely going to be able to take a stronger band on your chest fly, just like you can on your row. But do what you need to do. So, I'm going to step forward, one leg in front of the other one. This just allows me a little bit extra stability, and it allows me to lean my chest a little bit. So I'm working on a straight line from my head, through my spine, through my back leg. From here, palms forward, elbows with a slight bend, right at shoulder level or slightly below. Abs in nice and tight. I'm going to pull through the chest, bringing the arms to the front. At about shoulder width apart, you will lose all resistance in your band. It's now on your arms. You do not have resistance from here. So you don't need to bring them together. In fact, I don't want you to, because that's going to change the actual resistance you're working with. So as you come together, you want to stop at about chest width or shoulder width and right back out. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. The entire time shoulder blades are together and tight. Try not to release them. If you release them, you're not getting as much resistance and intensity through the chest and the front of the shoulders. So focus on that. The other thing is your range. The farther back you can comfortably get your arms, and by comfortable I mean pain-free, the farther back you can start with those arms, the better off you will be with gaining strength at that range of motion. If you think about, like we've talked about with our push-ups, if you never go past 90 degrees, you will never be able to push yourself off the floor when needed. Chest press, if we want to strengthen that full range of motion so we can reach back into a car in the back seat and not tear up our shoulder, you've got to be strong all the way back. The only thing that changes that is shoulder trouble, shoulder pain, shoulder injury. So speak up if you've got something going on that's preventing you from getting back there. But otherwise, nice big range. All right, moving on. We have a lateral lunge press. So lateral lunges we've done, press we've done once before. This exercise I take a lighter band on, not just because I'm a weenie, but mostly because it allows me to get a full press, which is what I'm looking for. So my band's a little bit low, but I'm kind of stuck not in a doorway at the moment. It'll work just fine for this one. Standing perpendicular. So my feet are facing forward, my band is coming off of my side. And I'm going to step out into a lateral lunge. Remember, lateral lunge means my outside leg is going to do the bending. From here, I'm going to hold this position. Abs are super tight, and I'm going to press both arms straight out to the front. Pull them back in nice and strong. Return to center. Remember the things we're looking for on this exercise. Number 1, when I sit, hips go back. My weight is in that heel. Abs in nice and tight. When you go to press from here, your band is going to try to pull you back. And it's going to try to take your hand sideways. That's what makes this exercise challenging, is that your oblique and your core have got to stay really tight in order for you to straighten out those arms directly to the front. This exercise is 30 seconds on side 1 and 30 seconds on side 2. So don't split it in half, 15 and 15. Full 30 seconds. I really don't care whether you do 3, 5, or 10 repetitions. What I want you to make sure you do is pause, 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 return. Think quality over quantity. Make your core stay in that tension for as long as possible. 30 seconds, and then you switch sides. Repeat 30 seconds. The next one is a variation of our kneeling row from last week. So last week we took that kneeling row and we were set up in a lunge position, rowing from right here. So the setup for this exercise is identical. So I've got my band, I'm going to come back. So I've got a little bit of tension to start with. I'm in my kneeling position. I'm going to flip my back foot under so I can actually use the bottom of my toes. So as the exercise states, we're going to hover, not kneel. This is going to be one that a lot of you fight me on because it is challenging. So from right here, I'm going to tighten everything in my body and lift my knee an inch or two off the ground. That hover is going to stay right there as I row. Yes, it is going to be challenging. Yes, your back quad, the front of that back leg is going to be burning and it's going to be yelling at you. No, I don't want you to drop. I want you to try your best to stay up. If you have to drop, if that position is super challenging and you can get like 4 or 5 rows, and you gotta drop your knee, give me like 2 rows. And then force yourself to come back up, even if it's only for 3, and then down, and keep rowing. Okay, I can get 2 more. But really work on pushing yourself to get as far as you can, and then don't give up for the whole rest of the 30 seconds. Allow yourself a break for a couple of rows, and then back up and push yourself again. You can do this, okay? Push yourself, challenge yourself on that back leg. The number one correction I used to make in class, for lack of better words, that's a more political way of saying, the number one thing I yelled at y'all for in class was those of you who like to start standing, because then when I'd say go, your hover was up here. Cheater, you've got to start from the ground. Because when you start from the ground, you are much less likely to stand up super high. All right? Worry less about your row. Think more about what your lower body is doing. Okay. Moving on. The last one is our wood chop, which we have done many times. This is our non-low body moving wood chop. So we are focusing all on the core. Remember, arms are straight out. A little bit of bend in the knees. Nothing from the hips down moves. Abs in tight. It's only shoulders and head. Shoulders and head. If moving the head forces the rest of your body to move, keep your head forward and just focus on the shoulders. Remember, the goal of this exercise is your obliques, not your hips and glutes moving. The low body stabilizes, the upper body works in movement. All right? Don't allow the lower body to join the movement. It's not part of that party. Okay, if you have any questions on those, please let me know. If you want to know if you're doing it right, send me a video. If you have impressed yourself on how low you can hover, please send me a video. I would love to give you kudos, but I gotta know what you're doing. All right, have a great workout. I look forward to hearing from you soon.